only half of the picture. Equally important is her ability to think fast on her feet and the amazing power to show grace under pressure. I am talking about the casual interview.
Now we all know that this is one of the most dreaded parts of the competition. Now in this round, the judges will look for the girl who can casually and lightheartedly do a conversation about some simple circumstances or realities in her life, or even about simple issues confronting our society today. Hence, we call this the casual interview. Again, the ratings will be on the scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the lowest score and 10 being the highest.
So let us not keep you in suspense. So girls, how are you feeling tonight? That's great, stay calm and never let go of that smile. Now earlier we talked to the candidates and made them decide in which language they want to be interviewed, English or Filipino. To our audience here, remember that the candidates will be judged using the rate of 1 to 10. Judges may give a rating of 1 as the lowest and 10 as the highest. The candidates will be judged according to self-expression, spontaneity, and personality. Also important are use of vocabulary, voice, and appearance. So ladies, as your number is called, you may approach our booth where my partner Renz eagerly waits for you. Let us get this started with candidate number 1. Candidate number 1 is Maria Arapi de Madala. She represents Barangay Tagasaka, Tarusan, and Tagasaka National High School.
So the question is, what are the qualities of a good policeman or policewoman should possess, and why are these qualities important?
Well, the qualities that should be to possess as a policeman or a woman is being a person that you will show that
My question is, what trait of Abraham Lincoln do you wish to see in our national leaders today?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and also to you, Sir Renz. Quality par excellence. This is a trait of Abraham Lincoln that I wish to see in our national leaders of today. The best, beyond comparison, in crafting legislation, in implementing these laws and policies, and in interpreting the same. All the best for the people. Thus, leaders not just with the best brain, but more so with the best heart. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you.
The question is, why is your head your most favorite body part?
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If I were to be asked, what is my favorite part of my body? Of course, I will choose my head, because it is the source of my personality and kind heart. Allows me to see people I love, hear people I care of, and speak to people from all walks of life. And I believe that my head is perfectly fit for the crown of MUTYA NG HINATUAN 2017.
So your question is, what is the ultimate or the most rewarding benefit that a girl like you can get from sports?
Aside from those medals, trophies, certificates that I receive, the most rewarding benefit that I get from sports consists of 4. First, it boosts my self-esteem. Second, strengthens my perseverance. Third, teaches me discipline. And last, acceptance in times of defeat and victory. My creating uniqueness, our individuality, our life experience taught us into a fascinating being. The victorious performance itself is one of the best things that I should be heartily cherished for a lifetime. Because being a player is not easy. To play with no fear and not to leave the battle of competition without a fight. Thank you and good evening.
Now the question is, what is it in Marilyn Monroe that fascinates you the most, and why?
I am fascinated with Marilyn Because even if her life story was not like a fairy tale with a happy ending, still, all the goodness she had done remained in the hearts of all the people who adored her. She remains as an icon in the film industry up to this time. She's not materialistic nor pretentious. I love her honesty and bravery because she was not scared of losing her career by telling the truth of being sexually abused during her childhood. She always remembered where she came from, and she never forgot to recognize the people who made her a star. Of course, her fans. So for me, her honesty, bravery, and philanthropic act should be recognized, commended, or even remembered. Thank you.
Now here's your question. In a few lines, can you educate our audience on what OCD, or obsessive compulsive disorder, really is, so that they would be able to shake off any misconception about it?
Obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD, and mental disorders tend to get a bad rap in our society. And for those who don't know what OCD is, it is a common, chronic, and long-lasting disorder in which a person has an uncontrollable, recurring thought and behavior in which he or she feels the urge to repeat it over and over. Despite of the negative stigma associated with it, I just want to highlight some positive attributes of having OCD that help me become a better person. First is that people with OCD like me have a phenomenal attention to details. We have a Dayman eye when it comes to details, and that makes us very finicky with grammars and punctuation marks, so we have less error and we commit less mistakes. Aside from that, when we set table for dinner, for example, we make sure that the glass are arranged properly, the forks are aligned, the tables are set properly, and the cloth have no wrinkles in it, so you get the idea. And we are sympathetic to others because we can understand that what they are dealing with is not something they can control, and that way we can break down everything that sets us apart from other people. That's all. Thank you. Good evening.
All right, thank you so much. Good evening, Grace.
Good evening, Mr. Renz.
You look beautiful tonight.
Thank you.
All right, now we all love superworld heroes. Now when asked of their favorite superheroes, most girls of your age would choose Hollywood-made characters. However, you chose Dharma to be your favorite. Now can you tell us what makes Dharma your favorite superhero?
I believe and say that Dharma is the defender of the poor and champion against the abuses. And also, Dharma promotes feminism, which is to respect the Filipino womanhood by demanding rights as a hero with a purpose. Thank you.
Now, my question is, why do you consider this memory to be the most memorable and unforgettable?
Performing in front of a huge crowd is not new to me. Since then, I have been exposed to it. The title of the play was Darna, and it was the most unforgettable and memorable performance I had. Not because I played as Darna, but because I was given the role of antagonist named Valentina. Hence, I learned to become versatile in my own ways. Thank you.
Now that brings us to this question. What can the modern Filipino millennial women of today learn from Teodoro Agoncillo?
According to Teodoro Agoncillo, history is something that we must appreciate, whether it be sad or happy, especially for our famous ancestors who were being degraded and rejected at that time. Yet, there are many things they had endured that we take for granted nowadays. like the inability to vote and the freedom to choose whoever we want to marry. Thus, the Filipino women nowadays should be like them who were strong enough to fight for the right. And also, he stated that the millennial women of today should be an epitome of a God-fearing woman who communicates the truth of history and becomes the voices of hope. And if you believe, that is the lesson that the millennial women can learn from Teodoro Agoncillo. Thank you and God bless.
Hello, Renz.
Hello, sir.
You look stunning tonight.
Thank you.
Now, let's proceed. You stated in your biodata that your favorite movie is Diary ng Pangit. Now, for someone who is as pretty as you are, that seems to be an ironic choice. Now, can you tell us why Diary ng Pangit is your favorite all-time movie?
Well, I love watching Diary ng Pangit. It's because it tells us that beauty is not a basis to achieve what we want in our life. So, don't hesitate to pursue your ambitions. Just have courage and be kind. Thank you.
The question is, if there is one miracle that you would like to see Jesus do for the Filipinos of today, what would it be and why?
Thank you for that interesting question, sir. It devastates me to see the ongoing armed conflict in Marawi, Lanao del Sur. The pain and the cruelties that I witnessed is really hurtful, knowing that most of the terrorists who initiated the attack are also Filipino people. We are lacking unity, and if I could ask Jesus Christ one miracle for this country, it would be righteous and just governance upon this nation. May our President and our statesmen have the courage and vision to generate decisions affecting peace and the future of this nation. May Jesus Christ touch the hearts and minds of the Filipino people to unite, to avoid violence, and to take responsibilities as citizens of this country. My fellow Filipino people, particularly Hinatuan, thank you. Let us be dedicated in our quest to progress, development, and peace. Let us together make this country better. Thank you.
Now, that leads us to your question. What is it in Bob Ong's writings that fascinates you the most and why?
Thank you for that wonderful question, sir. Well, it is quite obvious on Bob Ong's writings or books that it really do reflect his personality. He is too proud, humorous, and mysterious. That's why I really do get fascinated to him. He can observe the acts and the attitudes of the Filipinos, which was greatly expressed on his books like this. Aba, nakakabasa na pala ako, and bakit baliktad magbasa ang mga Pilipino? I really do get interested. Thank you. I really do get interested to him because he inspired the people to make a change, and he awakens the eyes of the Filipinos to the reality. Thank you.
But if I will let you choose just one of them, which ancient wonder of the world would you love to see and why?
Well, Renz, the ancient wonders of the world that I really love most is the Great Wall of China, because it is one of the most appealing attractions all around the world, owning its architectural grandeur and historical significance. Do you know what, Renz? Do you know what, ladies and gentlemen? The Great Wall of China measures 21,196 kilometers, and can you imagine that this majestic wall has been built for how many years just to preserve their freedom? And all I can say that this wall was built with wisdom, blood, sweat, and tears. That will be all. Thank you and good evening.
Now that you are already 17 years old, what lesson or realization in life did that near-death experience teach you?
Good evening, everyone. As a person who has that kind of first-hand experience, I realized that life is too short. We should not waste our life because it is the precious gift that is given by our Almighty God. As what Oprah Winfrey said, we should create the highest and grandest vision possible in our life because what we believe is what we become, and what we become is what we believe. We should make ourselves productive by aiming high and reaching our goals. I believe that the most awful and most painful experience are those that teach us the most valuable lessons in life. We should go and do remarkable things. I know it's not going to be easy, but I am certain that it is going to be worth it. Thank you.
Which leads us to the next question. Why do you think is being an introvert a positive trait?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Yes, I am an introvert kind of person because I prefer to spend my time alone or be with one or two close friends, especially when I am tired. Being an introvert person, it has the positive traits which I can stand with myself, and we introverts people, we are more on introspective and self-aware rather than those extroverts. We, the introverts people, we feel that we gain energy and strength from being alone. And being an introvert kind of people, I can give an impression to everyone of being quiet, calm, and even mysterious. And that will be all right. Thank you.
Now, thank you for being loyal to Hinatuan. So let me ask you, if a friend of yours who has never been to our municipality would ask you to describe Hinatuan, what would you tell him or her?
Thank you, sir. Well, Hinatuan is a place where people can unwind, relax, and feel close to nature. And also, the people here are religious and hospitable. Hinatuan has a beautiful, different tourist spots, which only in Hinatuan. Thank you.
Now, for someone as hip and as current as you are, what are in Greek museums that fascinates you and why?
In Greek museum that fascinates me the most is the stories behind each work of art. It fascinates me in the sense that it was preserved and that history was preserved, which I believe really that it has a great importance to youth that is as hip and as current as me. Lastly, it is a reminder to all people out there that we should keep, remember, and preserve what was gone, because that gave you something to look up to someday in the near future. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Zara. Okay, and I have a question for you. If there is one project that you can ask from President Rodrigo Duterte for the people of Hinatuan, what would it be and why?
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, we all know that President Duterte is very sensational throughout the world. If there's one project I would ask to President Duterte for the people of Hinatuan, it would be the opening of more jobs and improvement of facilities for senior high school program. More job opening will open doors of opportunity for the influx of pioneer graduates of K-12. It will apparently improve the way of living and definitely paving the way for better Hinatuan. Thank you.
Hello, Karina. Good evening.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
I love your eyes.
Oh, well, thank you.
In your bio data, you stated that if you were to meet and have dinner with two people, it would be the Miss Universe 1973, Margie Moran, and Miss Universe 2011 third runner-up Shamsi Sokso. Now, given the chance, what question would you like to ask them and why?
Thank you. You know what?
given the chance to meet with these two beauties will be the most opportune time to ask them some tips of how to be a queen of beauty inside and out. As a neophyte in this field, words from these two beauties will be very much helpful for me to develop confidence and be able to give pride with my family and friends, and most especially to my alma mater, the Hinatuan National Comprehensive High School, and hopefully follow their footsteps and be the next Binibining Pilipinas.